Well, good morning. Welcome to Mocha Money Monday. I'm Ashley Scott, and this is another amazing opportunity to learn something that's going to help you to scale, grow, and make your bag bigger, because that's what we're all about, right? But not just that, it's about generational wealth building. And we are super excited to have a special guest today. Miss Latisha Gambril is an entrepreneur. She's a member of the Atlanta Black Chamber. She's a part of our amazing organization here. And she is a single mother from Detroit that's been living here in Georgia for over 16 years. And this is the best thing about Miss Gambril and why she's here today. She's got over 25 years in the game, being a beauty, a nail technician. She's been in the beauty industry. She's contributed to hair shows, published works, and mentored so many women. And you all know that the Phenomenal Hues Global Network is all about mentoring, coaching, and really helping you to level up and accomplish whatever big goals you have. And so we're really excited to have Miss Latisha Gambril here today in her role as Regional Director for the franchise enterprise here in Atlanta, Georgia's region. And this company is really helping businesses to really build their brands and scale by creating these master classes that help them to expand their companies with franchising opportunities, both statewide and we're international, baby. That's why we're a global network. So I'm really excited to get into this with Miss Gambril today. Thank you for being on the show, Latisha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great to be here. Great to
Now,
be here.
now, first off, how did you get into the beauty industry? What was your story? And why do you think it's important to mentor people? And what is it about, coaching and mentorship that has helped you to scale or grow your business over time?
Oh, wow. That's an awesome question. So I began when I was 16 years old. My aunt was also a cosmetologist in the beauty industry. And I used to watch her polish her nails. That was part of her beauty school journey. And so I was always curious. I'm like, okay, that looks fun. And we would talk, and she says, okay, you can make money doing this. And I said, really? So
Mm.
I'm like, wow, I can make money. Okay, like I want to learn how to do this. So I just started myself playing around with it. Again, I was 16, so I didn't really get into it seriously until I was about 18, 19, because I wanted to be an independent person making my own money. That's where it all began. I didn't want to work for anyone. And again, my grandfather, he used to instill in me, work for yourself. He said, don't work for the man. He said, work for yourself. So, with all those things in my mind coming up as a kid, I said, okay, I'm going to work for myself. So
Yeah.
there it is. I went to beauty school, got my license. And from there, it just took off. It opened so many doors for me as an independent worker. I had time to explore options, but most of all, I worked in the salon. I did those hours. I did that time. Um, I just poured myself into working as a nail technician. And at the same time, learning how to operate my own business because I was a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the answer the whole
Yeah,
question? Okay.
good. So what I
Okay.
want to know more about is just how you pivoted and how your story grows into
Okay.
being the franchise director now
Okay.
and helping
Okay.
other people to look at how their beauty business can be something that other people can scale, how they can
Okay.
scale in that way.
Okay. So uh I moved here to Atlanta, Georgia in 2008. Again, a
Mm-hmm.
single mother. And I still wanted to be independent, but
Mm-hmm.
not, I still wanted to make my money and be able to take care of my son. So
Mm-hmm.
I kept doing the nails, worked several salons, pay booth rent. But
Mm-hmm.
what pivoted is when this was introduced to me, I was just doing training and learning the business and
Mhm.
learning that this was the meat and potatoes to grow your business. Like if you didn't know the basics of growing the business, I hired life coaches, business coaches, my
Mhm.
tax consultant, along with franchising. All of those things rolled into one. I began to learn how to elevate my business,
Mhm.
making sure that, guys, making sure that all your ducks are in a row. Okay, having your LLC, your bank accounts, making sure your taxes are up to date. You
Mhm.
know, we got to make sure that all those things are in proper order so that we can see what our future will look like, what
Mhm.
our income will look like, what our net worth will look like. So,
Mhm.
bringing that to franchising, I just began to, with my mentor, I'll call her my mentor, she began to show me the ins and outs of businesses, how they work, how B2B works, how you're able to work with other companies and do contracts
Mhm.
and go into that space of business. Because again, I was just a small business owner.
Mhm.
Then also, I have to mention that I became an educator in this space. So,
Okay.
with that being said, um, I also want to desire the desire to have my own school. Okay.
Mhm.
So, again, learning all of these things that I needed to have the basis of my business through my
Mhm.
tax consultant and through the franchise mentoring. This is how I was able to understand where my business is going to go. Like for example, when you are in the franchise space, and this is in any business, and you want to grow and scale, we do what we call a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis shows your weaknesses and your strengths in your business.
Mhm.
Also, opening up the avenue to see where your competition is, how you
Mhm.
can fit your business into this space, which is what I learned. Like there are different types of customers in the beauty
Mhm.
industry. Okay. You have your consumers, you have your educators, you have those seeking education. Okay. They may not want to be in the business, but they still want to understand what you're
Mhm.
doing, particularly. And I'll just use the example of my nail business. Okay. We have the customer who doesn't want much. Then we have the customer who wants a lot. Those are all the things that we break down as a part of the SWOT analysis to know where your company is going and where you
Okay.
want to go. Do you want to expand? Do you want to go global? Do you want to
Mhm.
go statewide? Do you want to have more than one location in one, one state? You want to have one, like what I'm saying, have a location state to state. That's what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
all those things matter with your basis. Okay.
Mhm.
I can go
So
on and on.
I know you can, and that's kind of what the show is about, right? Giving some people some tools and tips to understand how will I know if I'm ready to franchise, right? How will I know if my business is even franchisable? How can we distinguish between the two as to when you're ready to scale and when you need to get some more fundamentals in place?
Okay. So starting from the basis, if you know that you're ready, you have all your deliverables in order, your marketing plan, your SOPs, your legal and compliance. Do you have
Mhm.
HR? Um,
Mhm.
do you have a business plan to go into that space? Because we
Mhm.
have your basis. You're already running your business. You're already scaling 250,000 or greater. Okay. You
Mhm.
have these bases. So with these tools, you can go to the next phase of beginning the process of franchising. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, when you're ready, it's up to you. Do you have the funds? But um, sometimes there are investors available to invest in your company that want to help grow your company that is interested in that space that you're growing, their service that you're providing. Um, everything I would say is not franchisable, mostly restaurants. But no, I take that back. Things are franchisable because you have smoke shops, you have hair salons, you have dealerships, you have tire companies, cleaning companies, any company where you want to step away from, like building your legacy. Just say, for instance, you have a business and your family is running the business. Grandma, grandpa, they getting tired, they want to step away from the business and they want to leave this business to their family. So it's like legacy building. Okay. You teach your family members or you bring your team in that's going to teach you, you're going to teach them what you've done in the past 20 years. Put that on paper. And I'm going to speak to the older people who are running businesses in that source. Put your things on paper. This is where legal and compliance comes in. Okay. You want to make sure that all of this paperwork, the wording, the recipes, the order that you want your business to be in is all there on paper so that nobody can say, oh, we didn't know, or, I didn't know that I was supposed to do that. Because that's when it comes into the franchise. It's like a violation. If that person is running that franchise doesn't adhere to your rules and regulations, it could hurt the business. It could hurt their business. It could hurt the whole entire franchise in itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So being ready is it can go different ways. I say for starters, for people who are beginning, do all of these things as you're opening your business. Okay. You might not have a staff yet, but still get your standard operation procedures in order. They're there. Okay. Because every year as a franchise, or every 2 years, so to speak, you do what is called a update. Okay. So as your business grows, you always want to do an update. You're always going to add in more information, more things that you want to operate your business in what you want it to be. And remember, these are rules and things that you want them to be. So there's no wrong way. The only thing is that we follow legal and compliance laws. So that's when you make sure you have your attorney on hand. Okay. Make sure you have an attorney. Beginning of your business, in the middle of business, and of course, if you're doing big business, you have an attorney. Okay. So I really advise that because it could eliminate a lot of things that you make mistakes that you're making, and you don't have to go back and fix them. If you have them under the law of that state that you're registered in, then you have no problems. Yeah.
So I think that I would like to dig even more deeper because we like to go deeper and deeper and get to the nuggets, to the gems and the jewels that's buried beneath, right? And when you think about franchising, what is it like when we think about like numbers, right? When should I just think about opening another location versus saying, no, I got my stuff so tight and we're making such profit margins that I know anybody can take it to this market and they can win, because that's really what it's about, right? When you start talking about franchising, it's like, no, people are taking a chance that because your secret sauce is so good, your operational models are so phenomenal that if I take it and plug it into my city, if I use the recipes, if I follow the training manual, if I do the things, then I should be able to make the same kind of money, right? So I want to talk about like mindset around that, as well as some actual operational things that we can think through that can help people to say, yes, I can do this. I can take my business to another city. I can be franchisable.
Well, like you spoke on before, mindset is so key. Understanding that, first of all, we as Black people, we have to not be afraid to do business. Okay. We have to not to be afraid to go in front of those people that are doing business. Get these answers. Ask the questions. We know you're a superstar in business. You're killing it, right? But you don't know everything. So go to these events, speak to others who are in the business as well, because they're here. We're here. I just spoke to I met an individual when we did our cohort, right? He owns Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
He owns a couple of Jersey Mike's. So how he told us how he started his business, he just went and asked. Period. He wasn't afraid to ask. He wasn't afraid to go in front of these people and understand. He already was running a business. He already had his own business, but he wanted to go higher. So with your own business, don't be afraid, because first of all, we need your business. We need to put our Black businesses in this space. Okay. We do not have many Black franchises in this space. So we have to understand that you're making the money. We're $1 trillion industry in itself. You can go and script. I'm sorry. You can grow and scale your business by taking classes, going to financial seminars, US Bank. Go to the big guys because they're offering help right now. That is really what's important. Truist Bank, Chase Bank, US Bank, these larger scale companies, they want to help and grow and scale your businesses. So if you have all of these things that I mentioned before in order, okay, then you are able to somewhat walk into these places and get the information, the loan money, the investors, and understanding who's out there and who's interested in your business, who wants to invest, okay? Because they want to invest. They want to invest in our companies. They even want to take them globally and internationally because they're growing other cities outside of the United States right now. Wow. So if you have a skincare line, that's kind of broad, but I would say something more needed, like say household items. Okay. There are people out there that make their own household items. They have their own recipes and formulas that they use. And you want to grow that, put it into a hotel in Dubai. Okay. You can put it in the school in Africa. Okay. So there's many aspects in which we could make opportunities for ourselves. Go with government contracting. That's another aspect. So with all of these things said, you're already in place to franchise. So people don't always have to sell themselves short and say that they're not ready when they actually are. And it's just a few more steps that they may need to take in order to get there. And nothing is going to happen overnight because franchising has many steps. So I'm not saying, okay, I open my business and tomorrow you're going to franchise. No, what I'm saying is you're going to have to, like again, SOPs. Where's your human resources? What's your bottom dollar? How much profit will this make? How much profit did you make? The investors want to know all of this so that they feel comfortable with investing in your brand. Okay. Are you advertising? Where are you advertising? Who are you advertising to? How much does that cost per year? How much will it cost for equipment, supplies if needed? All of those are broke down into the proposal that is put together, like detailed word for word. A franchise proposal could be upward of 250 pages or more sometimes, because each department, each section is broke down. It's like we go through the company with a fine tooth comb. Okay. Because we want to make sure that you're presentable for these companies because they're going to do the same thing. You know, if they were to ask you, did you do community services? Okay, that's also a part of it too, giving back to the community. They want to know Are you family orientated? Are you, you know, like apple pie? Are you comfortable?
Mhm.
Can we talk about this brand anywhere? Okay. So yeah, I'm really excited because um, I really want to work with beauty industry brands. Um, I want to, like I said, open a school and begin the educational part of doing this, so that when other nail techs or even just any beauty industry person comes into the business, that they understand the aspect part of their business and not only the creative part that they're learning. Because
Mhm.
I feel like that's important. If you were to open a salon, will you be able to keep your doors open yourself? If you
Mhm.
open your salon, do you know the services that you're giving? Do you know how to do the services that you're giving? Because you have 10 employees. What if 10 of them walked off? What if five
Mhm.
of them walked off? You're going to have to be able to pick up the slack where they have left off, because this is your business, and not be able to, say, oh, oh my God, is my business going to close? Because we don't want to do that. We want to have
Mhm.
all our things in order, all our paperwork in order, so that when we can go to the bank and say, hey, just like COVID, when you were able to go to the bank and get a loan because all of your paperwork was in order, and they saw that word for word. They saw that
Mhm.
detail for detail. They understand what your business was doing. They understand the goal that you were trying to reach and who you were trying to reach to keep your doors open. And that's what's most important.
Well, thank you so much, Latisha Gambril, for being my guest today on Mocha Money Monday. Your insights around franchising is so awesome. When's your next master classes? How can people get in touch to find out what you're doing and what you're up to? Can you tell us? Are you a part of the Phenomenal Hughes Global Network?
I'm going to join. I've been watching. I've been looking over the your Instagram page and looking at who I see, and I see you guys are doing some phenomenal work with Black women, and that speaks to my heart. We need a platform that speaks to us, that to help us scale and grow and not be afraid to get information. So
Excellent.
my next master class, probably coming up in January. We are getting some details together, contacting all our partners that participated in the first class. We want to make sure that they're all on board. My email is lgambril at thefranchiseenterprise.com. And also, if you like to host a pamper party, or if you're interested in nail classes, one-on-ones, or if you have a group of young girls who like to learn how to do nails, then you can also contact me at Purple Glitter Box on Instagram, and that is my email as well, purpleglitterbox@gmail.com. So I'm all about information, learning, education, and elevating our our people and giving them the insights for the future, because that's what it's all about, sustaining for the future.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Gambril. And thank you, listeners and audience, for tuning in to another Mocha Money Monday brought to you by the Phenomenal Hughes Global Network, where we are the epicenter of phenomenal women. Whether you're ready to get prepared for entrepreneurship, if you're pivoting out of a prosperous career, or you're just ready to scale up and grow this business that you've been prosperous in, we got your back with some coaching. We've got all the things, some capital, whatever you need, we can take you to the next level. So join us over at phenomenalhughes.com. Shout out to Welson's Financial Group, and we'll see you next week. Peace, guys.